Hey everybody, this is Joanna. Thank you so much for tuning in. What a gorgeous day. Yay! Hi, Source Creator. Hi, Source. Everybody's here. Everybody. Fairies, pixies, gnomes, everybody. Thank you so much. So excited. We hope that you're connected and grounded with Earth. We've got this beautiful full moon energy for you to transition any energies that need to spiral out to be transmuted. Keeping what you wish to keep and plucking what you need to pluck from all of the stories that releasing the densities and the old programs and paradigms of our divine experience on this beautiful planet Earth and the omnipresent that we are becoming as we're honoring our souls, calling all of our souls to be with us in this journey, calling our higher self to harmonize what was into a new beautiful now. Part of my passion is to really come forward and bring and remind everybody about the beauty and the sacredness of all life, and moving through what I have to allow many of my stories to be a portal, if you will, of multidimensional potentiation of what so many others have gone through, will go through in their own awakening process by facing all that they are in their omnipresence when other timelines and other energies open up. When we call forward those densities of programs and beliefs and experiences that are those psyche wounds that are the shadow within all that we are, to heal all that as the mother and the father that we didn't have, that we wish we could have had, and honoring it within yourself to become that sacred child that is the Vesica Pisces, that is that divine relationship of all things, of all that you're becoming, that you've always been. We're just remembering it now through our own healing and the acceptance and allowance of who we are as light. And so sacredness and beauty, they reminded me a little while ago of 5D beauty, being that nothing what we've described it in the past, and as regards to the covering up of who we are through different beauty materials and notions, but the beauty of who we are as being that rich in spirit, and the sacredness of who we are and the beauty of who we are as spirit essence creating matter, and how you hold yourself in that journey moment for moment, how you allow all that you are to come forward moment for moment and accept all that you are, the multidimensional omnipresent that you are, the cosmic being, the angel, the master, all that you are. And in all of those moments of your own challenging minutia, to come forward in every moment and say, no, this is who I choose to be, because it feels good. The inner part of me, it feels good to be this way and experience life in this way. And it's good that the sacredness and the beauty of all that we are becoming is that internal experience with Source. It's that internal story becoming outer story. And how do you hold yourself? How do you want your own legacy to look like? How do you choose your own version and your vessel of omnipresence, the epicenter of all that you are? How do you want that to be your projection of life for you, for life to reflect it back to you and honor it with you? And so those take internal movements and sacred journeys for you to sort out and suss out those friction stories that say, that's who I was yesterday, that was somebody else's belief, but this is who I choose to be now. We have those inner friction stories through our reflection of all that is life, so that we can release ourselves from those stories that cycle in same density and just release and say, how can I perceive it so that I can choose differently now? And that is mastery. Knowing that your reality is based on your choices. The choices of your knowingness of who you are creates that vibration. The vibration is everything. So how can you create that daily self-care, honoring what is your whole story, not damning it, not pressing it aside, not releasing your oneness with it, honoring it and calling it in. This is a part of my story. Now how do I choose to be? Now how do I choose to feel with this story? Because it's me. Facing it, honoring it. That allows you the release of all the judgments that you've had around that story, and just allowing the sacredness and the beauty to become what it is. So I had a vision, and I wanted to show you. First of all, I wanted to say, thank you. Our beautiful, our weekly World Ascension class. We're slowly growing number by number by number. I want to keep the classes small because we do talk at the end about our own personal healing experiences and how to connect with our guides and how to maintain and sustain those higher vibrations, because we're all moving through so many transitions. So we have a weekly Ascension class. Thank you, everybody that's been donating and that's been helping, because I do have big and broad visions for all that is the community of light. So just know that when you send in donations, it's me assisting myself in becoming more financially self-reliant and stable within myself, so that I can offer more of myself to the world in a greater way. So all of your donations help in me becoming that for myself. And releasing myself from old financial obligations that no longer serve me in the way that I choose to serve myself now. And so your donations help me with that, and my adventure of my own journey, becoming more self-reliant and financially secure within who I am as a spiritual master and teacher and leader in the world. So I'm so appreciative of all your offerings and your entanglements and your connections with me. And it's never fails that every time I get a client appointment, it always reflects back to my own personal stories that are, even that's why we attract what we do. We attract all of our clients from all over dimensions to come in and assist us in our own stories as we assist one another, because we are the reflection of our own wholeness. And this one experience was that the desire for each and every one of us to see change and to flow with change in a much different way. And we've said this before, and it's become sort of a cliche term in the Enlightenment community. But I wanted to take it to a deeper, farther, richer experience because I had a vision that was just kind of weird. Sometimes when I have visions, sometimes I'm sitting and I'm intending those visions. There are other times where I'm just walking about in the reality and I have a vision that's in front of me and my eyes aren't even closed. It's just a vision that I'm sensing, I'm seeing, and I just know, which are really weird and wild because you think that you have to connect with the vibration to see the visions and to have them offered to you, but I don't. And I don't care to figure that out. It's just a lot of fun. I don't want to figure out the minutiae of it. I don't care. What I care about is that I'm expanding within my soul, and my soul is offering these certain experiences so that I can have a different interpretation of where I'm moving and how I'm moving, because it's a multidimensional shifting. And I'm opening myself up to be more present in my allness. I'm earning my wings, if you will, by allowing myself to rise above and not be so fixated on the changes that are moving about at the earthly level. And as we're going through changes and shifts, our title today that you want to offer into this multidimensional experience is the magnificence of change. In that, I want to offer this as a multidimensional experience, and there's stories and codes that are going in. Those of you that know us and know our offerings that know this. This is not just a blanket statement. It's not just a 3D sentence. This is a multidimensional offering that I'm offering to you. So if you drop to your hearts and open your multidimensional sensing, you can sense what we're offering. Because this is for many of you, many of my clients, my long-term clients, you're all teachers and you're all healers, you're all leaders of the communities. So I'm going to offer this to you in a different way because we're all moving through transitions to step up and level up in our new experience of who we are as source. And so in this leveling up, many of us are having to release old systems and old beliefs, those little pockets of energy that no longer serve. And we call them little densities and little belief patterns. And like, say this one little button, if you will, is a packet that's sitting in your psyche, in your allness, that says this is a belief that you carried from either you, your parents, your lineage, your Akash. And this belief is going to make up part of the spiraling allness that you are. And you get to choose what you take with you in this new leveling up. This leveling up potential could happen tomorrow, could happen next week, next year. It doesn't matter. Time is now. So in this leveling up, if you will, when you make a special, celestial alignments and full moon alignments and you're moving about your path and you've done your releases and now you're saying, okay, now what? Then there's those of us that are ready to say, okay, I'm ready to create something really big here. I want to level up. Show me where I'm at, source. Show me what I need to do and what I need to let go of and what I need to bring with me. So what they showed me was that pretend that there's like tornadoes, energetic tornadoes. And because of the mass awakenings, this is how it feels. Mass awakenings are that there's so many people en masse that are waking up. And what is an awakening? Awakening is a light hitting a certain body of density, whether it be a chakra, a field, or your bodies. And in that light that's hitting this body, it's waking up any density that is within you that's ready to be shaken and awakened. And my teams have shown me in the past, we don't necessarily have to. When I was first going through awakening, I would write everything down and I would be a master of the process of it. And so we don't have to worry about what's being awakened is going to be anything I'm going to freak out about. You can always handle whatever is being awoken in you. So just know that. Have that as a knowing. Oftentimes, when I was first going through my awakening, I would be so in tune with everything that was going on within me that I would sometimes create fear and kind of try and suppress that awakening because I wasn't sure where it was going to go. The more that you just allow everything to flow through you, the less fear you will, and you'll just step up in, I'm already clearing. You'll just be where you need to be when you need to be there. So remember, everything is now. Your reality is based on a fixed set of beliefs and perspectives that you've always come with. The more that you let go of that, the more that your reality starts to be more malleable. So as our mass humanity is awakening, they're releasing densities, which means that our dense reality is changing and shifting because those densities are being shaken up. What that also means simultaneously as too, that those of us that are empaths and crystals and those of us that are awakening that are highly intuitive and highly sensitive, we feel all of those densities that the mass collective is awakening and shifting out of their systems. We are here to also clear those densities and bathe the collective. Say we can set energy to bathe the collective in those lights to transmute those energies. because many of those people are now feeling the densities from those dense thought projections, those dense beliefs that are being transmuted now through that awakening, which can be anything from depression, really dark thoughts, anything to do with, you know, the dense systems in our collective that are being shaken up and released. Suicide, lack of, less than, you can't do anything unless you have a great job, you can't live anywhere unless you have a lot of money. All of those energies are part of the collective awakening, which also to therefore also is the collective shaking up that's being shaken up and ruffled up. And why people get triggered about if their job changes and shifts and they start to feel freaky outy, because not only are their bodies awakening, but the collective is also awakening. Oh no, all of these businesses are going down. What do we do? What do we do? It's natural. So you can either stay in the, oh my God, freaking out energy. You can be a part of that tornado, or you can rise above and you can allow yourself to be that angel and that higher self that you are, because you are. You're just in this physical body thinking, I'm separate from my higher self. No. So the vision that my higher self gave me today was that I was as my higher self, as all of these little tornadoes are just shifting out, the little tower moments, because mass awakening occurs, which means that collective businesses will shake up and wake up. People will be let go. People will go through their safety triggers. You know, am I safe? Am I making enough money? Do I have my health with me? All those things that we used to think of as solidity, as what we needed to survive in 3D. It must. Everything is getting shaken because it's not who we are. There are programs of belief that limit us. And as for Divine Feminine, many of the things that I'm teaching, and by the way, little hint, hint, I'm going to create a Divine Feminine class for those that want to come to Divine Feminine Mastery and Leadership. And that includes abundance and creating your own spiritual vocation and success and those types of things. So we're going to be doing that, and it's going to start being offered this week. So stay tuned, get on our classes. And that Divine Feminine is also for the men in male bodies that want to also work on their Divine Feminine, because you can't manifest and receive without Divine Feminine being in balance. So if you're wondering why you're not receiving your manifestations, it's working on your Divine Feminine. And so this energy that they were showing me was that as all of these little tower moments are it's like what I see is an energetic, I didn't see it, it was an imprint. The energetic tornadoes that are going all over the planet now, all these mass awakenings. So if you're grounded and centered in who you are, you can allow yourself to rise. And they showed me this is the tornado. This is you right now. Remember, everything is top down. Everything is a beehive, right? And spiraling now. All realities now. All realities now. All realities now. As our now reality siphons into a higher vibrational now. A little diagram. Remember, as our universe right now is shifting into a new vibrational thread of energy, a higher vibration, we can pick and pull what we want from the tower moments. You can pick and pull. This is what I need. I'm going to take this here. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to take that there. I'm going to take that there and take that there. And so part of that is that our belief that change is fearful. Oh my gosh, because our bodies, our psyche, all that we are has ever known, that 3D. So when a tower moment happens, it goes into fight or flight. Because it doesn't know, where's my next paycheck coming? Where's this coming from? Where's that coming from? And all of these scattering tornadoes that so many are feeling are causing those fear, flight or flight experiences. People haven't been taught that I'm a multidimensional being. If it's leaving my life, it's meant to. If it's being scattered, it's meant to, for me to sit and be present, to say, what do I want it to come with me? What are my values? But it's important that as you're doing this, to not base it on anything outside of you, not base anything that you're choosing to take with you on anything outside of you or anyone outside of you, because then you're not aligning with who the soul truth and your soul's destiny is. Because you don't want to be hindered or compromised by what somebody else thinks or by what was in an old reality or what was in 3D. This is a role and definition. You have to do this how we've always done it. This is what that person needs. That's what that person needs. You would need to go within and be the epicenter of you and be the sovereignty of you to say, okay, now that things are crumbling, what is it that's really of value to me, and what do I want to take with me in the dusting out and the breaking up of all these energies, these little tornadoes that are just spiraling everywhere. That's how you allow the dust to settle, not be attached to anything that was, because remember, we react in direct reflection to our belief systems, and that's what's being shattered. The belief systems are shattering. Density is becoming less dense. It's becoming more malleable. And that, my friends, is the magnificence. The more malleable it is, the higher manifestation that you have to create true beauty and sacredness. So allow it. When you see a tower moment coming, sit back and breathe. Just breathe through it. Let everything fall. Let it shake up. Let it wake up. And allow yourself to see, where do I really value myself in sacredness? What does sacred mean to me? Because it wasn't in those systems that were breaking up. They have to break up because there was no truth. There was no light. There was no sacredness. We're shifting to 5D, which is sacred. All life is sacred. All life. All life. No one life is held less than. No one voice is more important. All life is sacred, and we're here to remember that. We're here to empower that and inspire that and encourage that in all ways, through every system, through every business, in whatever way that we all feel creatively inspired to do so. That's our unique sovereignty with the source. As each alignment of epicenter of allness becomes more refined, becomes more light, becomes more powerful, becomes more beautiful, becomes more sacred, the sacredness of you brings that sacred epicenter of potentiation as light codes. Remember, it's malleable, not yet matter, because we still have to work through, okay, well, I want to take that with me. I want to take that with me. That belief didn't work. That code didn't work. I'm ready to let that go because now I'm this. Now I want to be this. Now I want to be aligned, pure alignment, pure alignment. And source says, okay, you got the key. You got the key now to see with me, to see through the eye of God, and all of these beliefs we can now let go because they've been shaken. They've been sitting there for, let's say, 6 months in our time. Everything's being shaken up. All of the density is being shaken up. The matter is being shaken. You might not see it because your higher consciousness, the consciousness of all of you, is so powerful at creating. It wants to see consistency so that it can stay attached to the reality. This might not make sense. It's okay. It doesn't have to. This is just how your consciousness creates what we know to be linear time. And what we've been talking about for so very long is that time is an illusion. It's starting to shake up as the density does. You see what we're saying? We're becoming greater malleable in the magnificence of this change. Celebrate it. It's what we've been waiting for, people. That's where the magnificence is. That's the beauty of Source. That is the gift of Source. We don't want it to stay the same. We absolutely don't, because those beliefs that we held so long to, oh, I gotta hang on to this with every fiber of my being. No, it was broken from the beginning. It was not made on great truth. It was made in a lie. So why do you want to keep it? Let it go, break it up. When you do break it up, everything that lie was attached to shatters. It's an illusion. All that density gets to be renewed into something really profound, which is meant to be. That's the magnificence of change. Because in that breaking up, you see, light is getting in where the density was, and it's shifting it up, saying, all right, let's transmute it all. Let's transmute it all. I don't need that belief. I don't need you to feel valuable. I don't need this to feel like I'm abundant. I don't need that to say a mother should do this and a mother should do that. I don't need those. They're not mine. I am magnificent. I am sacred. I can create from the spirit of who I am, and I know who I am. I'm releasing all of these little psyche wounds and psyche imprints and these lack of self that I had that were outwardly determined. No, because I got me now. And I can see from those spiraling tornadoes what I want to pull with me, what I want to pull with me, what I want to pull with me, because right now I'm creating something really sacred and beautiful. That aligns with me. That's why it's so important to do your daily self-care, your reflection time, and be connected with the omnipresence that's always malleable. It's always malleable. It's always malleable. There's an infinite that you are able to co-create from. So let everything that needs to be broken break. There's beauty in the breaking. And I said that a little while ago when I was going through a really tough transition. One of the thousands. But never underestimate the power of Source that's with you in every second. Love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for my ancestors and all of the spiritual beings that are with me. Because I pray and I'm consciously breathing with them every second. Every second, they're never not with me, because I understand oneness. I understand allness. So in that vibrational, that tornado that's spiraling, especially when you're going through these big shifts and these big transitions, your lower self, which we're all transitioning from the lower self because it's all coming into greater light. So let the lower self. The greatest one-liner for this video: surrender and allow. Hold on to nothing. Hold on to nothing. Spirit and Source knows what's going on. You're here to create magic. You're here to remember yourself as sacred. You're here to create the beauty that is malleable light. That malleability, make no mistake about it, dear lighted ones, we've been waiting for this for eons. That malleable light is our most purest and refined light that we have ever experienced as humans. Make no mistake about it. So do you want to create with rarefied light from old belief patterns and systems? Do you? You don't. You want to be sitting on the beach with a special little dragon drink, and you want to be looking at the ocean, saying, I can create reality however I choose, because I'm sacred. I'm one with that sacred light. I'm purified and rarefied with that sacred light. I don't need those beliefs. I don't need anyone that thought I needed them and them needed me. No, those are attachments. I can let them go. I know who I am. Spirit knows what spirit doing. All higher selves know what the higher selves are doing. And that allows you to match with those others that say, my higher self knows what it's doing. Let's co-create. Our higher selves know what's going on. And I'm going to bring sacredness to this. That malleability of light allows you to be at your highest potentiation of manifestation as light. Remember, if you think that you understand the law of attraction, you're understanding it from a 3D perspective, because everything that's been written out there about the law of manifestation is from a 3D perspective. When you allow yourself to open up to the manifestation of who you are as spirit, you're manifesting the spirit. You're in alignment with light. Therefore, you will always be in alignment of your highest light potentiation. It's an equal experience. So what you think you know about the law of manifestation in a 3D experience will allow you to continue to manifest a 3D experience. Your manifestation potentiation from spirit is spirit potentiation. So you get to choose where you want to manifest. It's all valid, it's all real, it's all true. Nothing wrong with any of it. But those of us that are ready to step in and level up for the human collective, for the planet, for the galaxy, for the universe, for the omnipresent, I'm telling you this because it's micro macro, it's all that is. I get it, I feel it, I know it. That's who I am. And yeah, I can step up and I can say it now. Thank you. And I'm proud of it. Thank you, because that's been my journey. And I get to own it now. And at this level, there's a whole bunch of little tornadoes, so don't get stuck in any of them. Pull yourself up and say, okay, there's lots happening now. I'm just going to breathe through it. What do I really want to hang on to? What are my values? Where do I want to be in this? Shake up. What's important to me? And I can base this purely at a me and my spirit, because me and my spirit, we're like this. Nothing separates us. I know who I know who I am, and I absolutely will choose from this point. I don't make choices based on anything outside of me. I make it based from me, because spirit knows where I need to be. Spirit knows who's going to be there with me. Spirit knows how I can malleable in my reality to create something beautiful and sacred. That's important to me. Really, really important to me. The highest experience that I can experience as sacred beauty. That's me. I want to manifest that. So I'm going to let all that was not sacred and beautiful, just shake it up. Let it go. Source will allow it to be brought back into that spiral of a beautiful tornado that's now creating new virtual realities, if you will, that are less dense. And this is why each and every one of you will see and experience loss of time, or a capsulation of time, where it gets bigger and more profound, if you will, when you're just stuck in the moment of doing something that you really love to do and it just expands. That's how you can contract and expand time. That's why when those that catch on to consciousness, they'll understand the idea of time travel. It's within the consciousness. It's not anything outside of anything to say, I'm going to go to this time and space over there. No. It's all the consciousness of who we are. The universe is within us. It's an experience of vibration. And so that's what we're aligning with, the malleability of the magnificence of Source. However, if it's done in the magnificence of what you think to be ego wants, an ego outcome, an ego, whatever ego wants it to be, holding on for your dear life for something to stay together that's not meant to stay together. It's meant to be shaken up and to be released to become magnificent. You cannot hang on to what was and bring it into 5D. You just can't. It needs to be let go. Have it transition, have it transmute, have it transform. And then you can pick and pluck, and your higher self will help you pick and pluck what is really valuable to you. What are my values? For me, it cannot be attached to anyone or anything, because then you're still living in 3D. What is really valuable? What is valuable for me as a creator with spirit? And then you call on your teams, call on your higher self. What are my spiritual values for this magnificence of change that I'm feeling? Because make no mistake about it, those of you that have been awakened for a while, you absolutely can feel the energies of now. They're different. And it's like, okay, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? We're like all these beautiful little animals and these beautiful little children at the gates of a playground. We just can't wait to get in. So rise yourself up above all the little tornadoes that's happening through mass awakenings. Allow yourself to be in the world, but not of it. That means maintaining your fields, maintaining your bodies, sustaining your light. And that's why we have those weekly ascension, the world ascension classes weekly. That's a hard sentence to say. I should get a better word. Weekly world ascension classes, however you want to say it. That's why we have them, so that you understand your multidimensional allness, you understand how to activate and how to be one with the flow of the energies that your specific reality is connected to. Because remember, my earth reality is different than the one you're experiencing. So you need to know, what is my ascension cycle? How can I create daily self-care around it? And how can I be okay and sustaining and maintaining all that I am as a multidimensional being of light, so that I can maintain my alignment with source and release everything that comes up that's ego. Not that ego goes anywhere, because it doesn't. We need ego, but we mean that making those choices from ego, because that's fear. That's just a behavior and a pattern of psyche imprint that says you got to do this, you got to do that. No, you don't. Just let it all go. Who says? They're illusions. There's no rules. There's no rules. So if that allows you to say, okay, well, then if that's not a rule, then perhaps maybe I need to look at how much income I need to make a month. Maybe I can let that go. Maybe I can just go camping for 6 months out of the year and tent it, so I can save, and then maybe live with someone here for 2 months and live with someone there for 2 months. There's an infinite number of things that you can do to merge with this malleable experience, so that your source and your spirit are served for your highest experience. Because if you're living your highest experience, so too is everybody that you're connected with. It's so malleable. So allow yourself to rise above, be in the reality, but not of it. That way you're not connecting with all of those that are going through tremendous what is that word called? I guess it's being curator. They're saying curator, curator. You're being a curator of your own legacy. What do you want to call with you? What are your important point and touch points? What are your important sacrednesses that you're bringing with you through all times? Oh, thank you, ancestors. So my ancestors are showing me that, okay, so this is a channeling from my ancestors. So they're saying that we're very focused on you right now, because you're a part of our malleability into something new and great. So they're helping me do everything that I can to be the most magnificent and sacred and beauty that I can be, because I'm a part of their story. So it's really important that they help me and I help them. And I'll align with letting go of those less than and lack beliefs that I held on to for so long. I needed others, or divine feminine could not be abundant, or divine feminine could not have spiritual careers and be a great mother too, or spiritual capacity to be leaders and healers and teachers. What are all these beliefs that are not even mine? I didn't come with these beliefs. I know I'm powerful divine feminine, so I'm going to let them go. That's not me. That's not sacred. I'm taking sacred with me. Taking sacred with me. And whatever's going to be there will be there, because I trust source. I trust how the universe aligns itself vibrationally. So it's malleable. It's all malleable now. So celebrate it. Magnificent. You have to, if you so choose, it's always free will, allow yourself just to let go. Surrender to source, soften and surrender, let it go. You're not meant to hang on to any of it. Any of it. Be so malleable that you can go and change your name if you want to. We're entering a new reality, dear loved ones. You don't have to take anything with you. Now again, common sense and free will. You don't have to go and change your life whole tomorrow. So be practical, be grounded, be centered. But again, what rules and illusions have we been so threaded with that have kept us in a reality none of us really enjoy? I mean, really, did I really enjoy doing that? No. Okay, well, okay, let it go. It's just like opening your junk drawer, right? That's what this analogy is all about, the little tornadoes everywhere. That's what source is saying. You all have junk drawers. Go in your junk drawer. What do you want to keep and what do you just want to dump out? It doesn't mean that it's not important. It's not valid. But they're each attached to a belief that said you were less than and limited and not worthy of. Each and every one of it. You kept it because you thought it made you feel safe. You kept that because you thought it was this. You kept that because you thought it was that. You stayed in a job because you thought it was this. You stayed in a job because it made you feel important. Or you stayed in this because it was a good neighborhood to live in. So what are we attaching all of these things to that don't allow us to truly be magnificent in the change that's moving through us? Why can we not be more malleable? Why can we not move with source? And source is saying you absolutely can. What are you willing to let go of? What belief are you hanging on to that holds you limited? I can create a new reality for me. I'm beautiful and I'm sacred. My breath is sacred. I'm one with the sacred breath. Anything that comes forward to me in the revelation and the reflection of any moment for moment, I'm just in the fluid movement with source, and I can rise above and be in the world but not of it. And I can determine in any one moment, is this the sacredness and the beauty that I choose to experience myself? Or do I choose to be more malleable and just transmute it? Because I'm creating sacredness. And those souls in a sacred vibration are going to be with me, or they'll connect with me, or they'll be here, they'll be there. Anything that is sacred in nature, anything that is sacred in the human collective, anything that is sacred for nature and reality. Source knows what source is doing. You are source, already there waiting for you as that vibrational touch point. But you've held yourself separate from that source that is malleable, that is magnificent, that can do anything, be anywhere, and do anything. All you're doing is releasing those fixed beliefs of illusion, because it was fixed to reality, that reality is now shaking about. It's not so fixed anymore. Things are changing and shifting every day. And why you see that when you make those big choices of determination, of being more malleable, you'll be walking down your street, or you'll be doing something that you've always done, perhaps, maybe taking a certain walk on a certain park, and you'll see something different that you've never seen before. That is how we're choosing different reality earths. So just awake. Tune in to your sacredness, and you'll see things slowly shift and change. We're not so fixed, dear light ones. You're putting your body together every day. That's how powerful you are. Are you in the knowing? Are you in the love? Are you in the breath of your sacredness of your body? Are you in the breath of your sacredness that you are creating your body in every moment, and you can create it with greater light? I'm releasing that illness. I'm releasing that segment of density. I want to choose. I choose with every fiber of my being. And this is me. This is my new truth. I am a new truth right now. My DNA has changed. My cells are changing. My bodies are changing. My organs are being in one with this change. Be the malleability of magnificence. You can choose it, or you can choose to be the same body that you had yesterday. That's okay. And your body will continue to reproduce its cells in the same way that it did the day before, and the day before that, and the day before that, because that's how cells replicate on a program that you determine. You can choose to determine a brand new reality for yourself that's malleable in light. If you so choose, that's magnificent, that's sacred, that's beautiful. Own who you are, dear lighted ones. Offer the children to own who they are. They are in absolute control of their health, of their wellness, of their balance, of who they are as spirited beings that are truly infinitely inventive. So start bringing back the empowerment of our allness, and we start beginning to create settlements of light, which came to me in a private session this morning, which I've never heard before, so I'm really excited. The settlements of light, dear lighted ones. The settlements are light, are all those things we pluck and pull that are sacred and beautiful, and we start creating these vibrational energies that are settlements of light. That we get to step up into, say, yeah, we created this humanity. Each and every one of us, we're holding each other's hands, lifting each other up to these new settlements of light, because those are our dreams. Those are our visions of being less fixed, less filled with fear and limitations. And these are our new settlements of light where we help one another. Socio-altruism at its highest, where everybody will have clean water. Everybody will have healthy food. We're not going to fill our body with chemicals of stuff that is cancerous, that keeps us in these limited boxes of settlements. No, break it up. Let the tornado hit. Let it hit. You're only going to lose what you're meant to lose. It's not meant to be there. Remember, anything you lose, you're meant to lose it. Anything that gets stolen, meant to get stolen. You say stolen, because that's a karmic lesson that that person that stole from you has to learn. And maybe you're the one that said, okay, I'm going to let you steal from me, because you need to learn that lesson of how not to choose to steal from people. And that person that said, I give it to you to steal from me, it's a co-creation. Okay, you stole that from me, so I'm going to stand in my power now, and I'm going to say that I'm not going to allow those energies to come into part of my reality. I'm releasing that story from my existence. I release the story that I need to be stolen to remember who I am as infinitely abundant. We all have these infinite stories within us. What are your stories? What are your limitations? Make peace with it. Say, I'm going to release the story. It's not me anymore. The divine feminine can't be abundant on her own. Divine feminine cannot be happy on her own. Divine feminine cannot fulfill her magnificence as a creator with source and walk through those gates of ascension on her own. Doesn't need anybody with her. She can do it on her own because she is magnificent. She is just a part of God as every other master that's walked on this planet. In all of the highest vibrational divine male names that have ever been on this planet. Divine feminine are masters too. Divine feminine are healers too. Divine feminine are leaders too. And we are the manifestors of all life. I'm coming to bring beauty and sacredness to this because it needs to. We need to get rewritten back into history. Amen. And I say that with great grace and with great sacredness. Because it's time that all people, all beings, again, this is not a protest. This is a universal, omnipresent truth. We are all valued, valid, and we're meant to all be here, allowing each and every one of us to create in the sacred ways that each and every one of us are required to through our creative excitement and our soul's spirit to co-create. We're beautiful, each and every one of us. We are equally valued, equally beautiful, equally sacred, equally the co-creators and curators of our own sacred legacy museum. What do we want to bring with us? What are our favorite stories? Who are we? Who are we connected with? What are our tribes? What are our ancestors? How do we bring our shamanism? How do we bring our magic? Our celestial oneness, our celestial oneness, our celestial oneness, settlements of light. New vibrations of earth. New vibrations of education and creative inventive systems. New vibrations of potentiation for humanity that's never been seen before. Right now is our most rarefied, purified light. How can we co-create, dear loved ones? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for that little tornado as the wind is blowing outside? Just be in the center of it. Let it shake up. You didn't need it anyways. If it's leaving, if it's being shaken, if it's being lifted, if it's being ruffled, it's meant to. So allow it. Hang on to nothing. Cut the cords. Hang on to nothing. Just you and source. And you'll be, and you'll create, and you'll do, and you'll meet exactly what you need to. So be okay with the magnificence. It's a garden, fluid, malleable, magnificent. Sacredness and beauty all coming together. So powerful. So thank you, dear lighted ones. That was a big packet of just awesomeness. Oh my gosh, so awesome. Hello. Hello. I do that to my kids all the time when we're talking on FaceTime. Give them a big eyeball. I give them an eyeball high. Hello. Too funny. And you can see the wind is just going crazy outside. So the feathers have been ruffled. Totally happy with that one. Canadians in the house. Thank you, dear lighted ones. We love you. Those of you that would love to donate, we love your donations, and I'm so grateful and honor you for all of it. It assists me in becoming more financially reliant and self-reliant upon myself, knowing that of equal measure I do receive, and equal measure I honor and love all that I put out as energy and love and wisdom and information. And I'm allowing myself to see my manifestations of things coming back to me in equal measure. So I'm so grateful that each and every one of you are part of this experience of sacredness, and how important it is for us to share that, so that we're each a part of each one another's journey of how we can manifest new realities. And it's required for each and every one of us to be that reflection of our wholeness. So we thank you. And as we are, they're just saying, I don't know why I feel so fidgety right now. They're just saying that each and every one of us are allowing one another to see the potentiation of all that we have for new realities. And so celebrate one another, lift one another up, encourage one another, inspire one another. And we're each lifting one another up to these new platforms of beautiful magnificence. And we love you, dear little ones. Our weekly World Ascension classes, the link, just send me a PayPal donation every Saturday, 11 a.m. MST. And then we get together and we talk. We have usually an Ascension activation with the Ascension star, with all of the sacred light program energies that come with us, depending on who is in the class, they come with us. You get activations, you get clearings, healings. We talk about self-care and anything that the teams bring in for that session. And then we close it off with a discussion. And your teams and your guides tune in for me to provide you with the information that you need. So thank you so much. We love you. And yeah, bye. Bye, we rainbow you.